Yes, hello tradies. It is officially season 4, episode 11. We had the breakaway emergency pod yesterday. We're now chatting to you early on a Wednesday, and the whole crew is here. Mitchell and Lincoln. Hello, boys.
And Link's got his own camera he's been lighting up the WhatsApp group with.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed. My phone hadn't been flooded with messages.
It's like the biggest news of the last 24 hours.
I feel like someone's forgotten my birthday because you guys are usually Tuesday morning. We're all in here nice and early, and then this week I was just all by myself, so had a bit of extra time to set up a camera.
Yeah, there's a bit going on.
It was a big Tuesday was a big day, and I say this. I say this genuinely. I haven't worked a day that long or hard since I was like 24.
I did see you rolling.
I was like, is this what actual work is?
And you did classified as well.
Yeah, I got to the club at 8 a.m. My last thing at the club was 6:50 p.m.
Yeah,
and then I went and did classified. Then heard he had to go to hospital afterwards. We nearly lost one
there.
Well, I don't. I read a story online today. It came out pretty quick, but I was doing a bit at the plasma, and
I heard you could hear something in the audio.
Yeah, and so
I thought it's like the mic might have dropped.
Trying to explain this for radio terms, which is not great. But on my left is the desk.
Yeah,
and obviously straight ahead of me is all the cameras. And I heard he just gets up, and I'm like, "Oh, it's different." And I'm talking, right?
Because you're not normally part of the Tuesday crew.
No.
So you're thinking, oh, something's a bit different happening here.
And then I just hear in my ear, like, it sounded like someone dying. And I think I heard he's gone into the kitchenette at the Nine Studios and relieved himself. Vomited. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what are they doing down there at 9?
I tried my best to be like classy about it, and it ended up just being confusing. Anyway, so like I reckon if you went back and watched Footy Classified and watched my cross Mitch, I reckon you can see like horror in my eyes because everything's coming through my IFB. So sorry, those people.
Oh, and he was still mic'd up.
Yeah. And so I think what had happened is they cut the audio to the main feed, but it's a little bit like the umpires have all can hear each other.
Yep.
I could hear everything while I was talking. If you go back and watch me in slow-mo, I reckon my eyes just go.
How long was this relieving going on for?
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it was a couple of seconds. Like anyway, I checked in on him today.
So big sleep in today, and you're
okay.
fresh and ready to go.
He's okay, and we're okay. And Footy Classified's flying, and that's how we roll at Footy Classified. If someone's on their deathbed, they still get through the show. That's how we are.
Should we move to a couple of other clubs before we get to Carlton? Because people have been.
Yeah, it's good point. We Carltoned out.
Yeah.
We Carltoned out. Right.
So we do have a bonus pod out if you've missed it.
The emergency pod.
Go and listen to that if you haven't already.
Which link was flat that he wasn't on.
Oh yeah, we never really threw to him.
I wondered why he was. So short with me over text yesterday.
Did you have the capability to speak on that, or
I could have, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll get maybe some Carlton at the end, but just a few other things. Now, it's not very often you and I are chasing the same story on the same night.
Oh, yes.
So
Ben King.
To paint the picture here, when we have a story on the news, I'm always worried because we've got the 6:15 teaser and the 6:40 teaser before sport comes up at 6:45.
Yep.
And
our new deadline at the Age for the paper is 6:30.
Right.
Yep.
So you have to have everything in.
Well, we don't have to because online supersedes the newspaper.
But if you want to imprint the next day.
6:30.
Is that right?
Yeah, they've brought it forward, yeah. It's tough. Makes it hard.
So, like, let's say, for example, teams on a Thursday night come out at 6:20, or we get them embargoed a bit earlier. Can they make the paper?
I think they do make the paper. I'd have to be.
So Saturday, and I know, having worked at the Geelong Addy previously, they would make allowances for some nights. So if the Cats played on a Friday night, you would get a later deadline.
Yes.
Do you get a later deadline for Thursday or Friday night footy?
No, the footy never gets in. But like, for instance, not to bore people, but I assume with the federal budget last night, there would have been a later edition.
Yeah.
They would have spent the extra money to keep on people later for the printing purposes, I assume.
Do you get embargoes for those things?
I don't know. I assume so.
Yeah.
I would assume so because they want all the people to be able to read it physically in the paper the next day.
Yeah.
But everyone's, I don't want to talk on behalf of the papers, but the vast majority of the audience is now online.
Yeah.
Whereas when I started for the Age in 2015,
it
was all about print.
Yeah.
And it was all about trying to get an exclusive up because it was all about the word circulation, which was how many papers got sold.
Yeah. Now it's all about clicks.
It's all flipped. Yes, anyway, you were discussing, so you chose Lasagna.
By about 5 o'clock, I committed to going with this Ben King on the verge of signing at the Suns, and the Pies were of the view that he's signing and they're moving on to other areas.
Which I'd like to come back to.
Yep. So it goes in the 6:15 teaser just to give people a bit of a hook to watch for 6:45.
Oh, yes.
And then 6:40, but always
Peter
in that
Mitchell comes on and Mitch Cleary with exclusive news.
in that half hour, he always worried that it might get out or give someone else the impetus to go chase it.
Totally.
So I did the story at 6:45. Then I saw online about 10 minutes later your story had gone up.
I think I beat you, but I mean, I don't know.
I
definitely lost.
The timestamp said different. Anyway, not about that. I just found it curious that out of 365 days a year, there's not very many days that you and I are chasing the same story.
Did it remind you of, because I can only remember one other that we were both chasing at the same time.
Was it Joe Danaher?
Oh, no. I was thinking more recently, we were both chasing Dimmer in Italy being chased by Gold Coast.
Yes.
Remember because Mark Evans and whoever else, was it the CEO at the time, the president?
Yeah,
Mark
Bob
Evans?
East.
Bob East.
Yep.
We were both, like, we had airport sources and we were
Yeah.
tracking flights and...
Mark Evans' WhatsApp hadn't been active for 8 hours. I'm like, oh,
That's right.
a
You're a
bit-
sicko. You are an absolute sicko. So we're both chasing the same yarn, but we both put different spins on it. So this is, I think, interesting for our tradies audience. I think my story was something like Collingwood's pursuit of Ben King is set to end in frustration, whereas Mitch's take was Collingwood are looking elsewhere.
Because of the view. No, it was more because of the fact that they know they're not getting him.
I know that, but for whatever reason, your story was much kinder to Collingwood. Yeah, it was like...
Well, it wasn't. I definitely didn't do that to protect anyone at Collingwood or to look after them.
No, I'm not saying you did, but it was like my point was the analogy was like Collingwood were. My story was like Collingwood had been chasing this girl that like wouldn't pick up their phone calls, and the girl was eventually like, "I'm happy with where I am," and yours was like Collingwood have decided to look elsewhere and look for someone else who's better because we don't want Ben King anymore.
Well, there's no better key forwards in the market than Ben King. Although what I would say is I reckon Mitch Georgiades in 12 months from now
Oh no,
could be the highest paid key forward in the game.
Ooh, with Port or
wherever.
or to go home.
Well, Port will have money because if Butters decides to leave, they've got big money set aside for Butters.
If Butters decides to leave, all of a sudden, if you're the key forward, wouldn't you have more impetus to leave?
That's right. Yeah, definitely. But I'm saying you asked whether it was Port Adelaide or not.
Yeah.
The Power have the money. The Eagles, who are in the race for him, certainly have the money.
Yeah.
You look at the best key forwards in the game, Sam Darcy, Riley Thilthorpe. How many A-grade key forwards have you got on your whiteboard there?
I've got, Walter could be one.
Jed Walter? On your A-grade whiteboard.
Oh, Jeremy Cameron will be there. Who else have I got?
Charlie Curnow?
Charlie Curnow is there. Yep. Is that it? Jezza, Dacos, Wiedering. Yeah, that's it. 2. Curnow. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so Mitch Georgiades, I think
Cameron.
we'll be talking about this guy on that whiteboard in 12 to 18 months.
I don't know about that. Mitch has got a bit of work to do before he gets considered as an A-grader.
Well, I'm just going to his stats.
How many times All-Australian?
None, but he kicked 58 goals last year in a team that won.
Donut.
He kicked 58 goals last year in a team that won 9 games. He's kicked 25 goals already this year, and he's essentially had 50 scoring shots in 9 games.
Sort of the Nick Lachie rule, though. Like, no one else to kick to.
It does a bit more. Yeah, there's a bit of that. Like that he's the only focal point.
Good. Mitch Georgiades is a good player.
Yeah.
Is he very good?
That's what I'm saying. I think he could be the highest paid key forward in 18 months.
Can I ask you with the whole Ben King thing?
Yeah.
So he's going to sign for 2 years, right? And then
the Suns aren't aware of that. They expect that, but they don't know that yet.
Okay. Well, I'm telling the Gold Coast Suns he'll sign for 2 years. So they can now expect that.
Well, that was back to our story, is that Collingwood are moving on because
right. Yeah.
because they think
the
that
girl that
he's
wouldn't
signing.
take their phone call to go out on a date. Yep, they're looking elsewhere. So at the end of 28, he'll be an unrestricted free agent because obviously once you become one, you're there for life. So he'll, clubs are matching more, right? So it becomes less attractive for players who are restricted free agents just to be like, well, I'm leaving because I'm picking here, because it becomes a bit messy if they're matching.
And if the Suns are top 4 this year, that compo pick becomes pick 16 plus.
Yeah, and so
Whereas Oscar Allan last year was a restricted free agent, but West Coast And Brisbane manipulated that deal that it was
Correct.
always going to be a first-round pick, and they got pick 2.
So Ben's a bit of a unicorn, isn't he, in that most free agents, when they get to this point, would love security, and most free agents would be looking at a deal between 6 to 8 years
Yep.
to just, lock it in, I'm there, I'm Gold Coast, I'm 1.3 mil on average, I'm happy.
Because your earning power as a 26-year-old is a lot higher than what it gets to at 28, 29.
Right, but this is what I'm saying, Ben's a bit different,
Yep.
isn't he? Because he'll back himself to kick 150 goals over the next 2 seasons of 27, 28.
Will be enough to get on the whiteboard? A-grade as whiteboard?
He's the one I've lost so much sleep over because his goal return is ridiculous, but I'm just not sure as a footballer if he's an A-grader, which is a bit of an inconsistent argument. I know I'm arguing with myself.
Just before I forget, Josh Tracy's in the A-grade conversation.
No. He's a star though, but he's got a bit to do. He's got to put some work in. Where were we? Ben King. So if he signs for 2, even when he signs for 2 years, no, he'll sign for 2 years. Most people would think, well, that would help Gold Coast, as in Kane doesn't like long-term deals, and I completely understand his theories behind it. But I assume most people say this is smart business for the Suns because they're keeping him for 2 years. They're not going to overpay him, and then they'll back themselves in to be a good enough club in 2 years that he signs again.
They'll still have to pay him.
Yeah,
Very
but
well.
not for the guaranteed 8 years.
Yeah.
What happens though if, Jed Walter just got dropped again? If he decides at the end of the year he gets a massive offer from Collingwood or Essendon to come and play for them and he takes it, and then King leaves after 2 years, it sort of cooks them a bit. So they're in this, Gold Coast are in this fascinating sort of period where for the first time ever, they're not that worried about players leaving because they got so many good ones, but yet their key forward stocks are so transient in the sense that they got Jamara and you don't know what Jamara is going to be like in 6 months.
Ethan Reid.
They got Ethan Reid, who they sort of want to play on the wing. I'm not sure he's an absolute key forward. Yep. And then they've got these 2 guys, both of which are considering elements of going to Victoria. I mean, I know Jed was born in WA, but he doesn't really have anything in WA to go home to.
He was an Eagles fan.
When he was 2.
8, yeah. And was an Eagles fan up until he got drafted.
Yeah, and then looked at the fact that they've won 3 games in the last 480 and decided that's probably not for him. That was nasty. I apologise.
The flip side to your argument, though, with the Gold Coast Suns is, are they not a better place side than they were 5 years ago? Well, I'm going to answer my own question. They are.
They are, yeah.
To attract guys. So let's say
totally.
King and Walter were to go in 2 years.
But they're hard guys to replace.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Replacing mid's a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. But we're not talking about the Suns of 2018.
No. So I need to admit something, and I'm aware that this may come across as a bit embarrassing, but it was too funny not to tell. So Mother's Day, I took Mum out for dinner to the Mount Erica, which is close to her and also not far from me. And as we came out, an Uber stopped outside the pub and a guy got out, and I immediately thought I knew who it was. And shook his hand and had a chat and how'd you go on the weekend? And,
was it Max Holmes?
and he walked off and my mum was like, who's that? And I was like, that was XYZ. And she was like, oh. And then as I was getting in the car, it just hit me and I'm like, that's not who it was. That was Sam Lawler.
Who did you think it was?
Well, this is what I wanted to bring to the table.
Dusty.
Who did you think? Who do you think that I thought it was? Now, I'm happy to give some provisions here because it's a little bit hard. All I'll say is they play the same position, also another Melbourne club, and their height's a little bit different, but with a shaved head, they look very similar. Now, while you're both thinking about it, I'm not sure, obviously now I've outed myself, so when Sam hears this, he'll know. I'm not sure at the time that Sam knew that I thought it was someone else.
Did you ask him anything that would...
No, I kept it was very general, which was clever of me.
How'd you go on the weekend? Oh, mate, he's got an 8-week Achilles injury.
Was it your new favourite, Cade Chandler?
No, but that's not the worst guess.
Which side of the West Gate?
This side.
So the east side.
Yeah, well, we're not doing the pod over the other side.
Yeah, I'm just trying to paint the picture for the audience.
Well, hello and welcome to Tradies from Williamstown.
It's a nice part of the world.
I love it over there. When you can get over there.
Essendon.
Anyway, have a think about it for the rest of the pod. I'm not going to tell you. And given that we had the whole argument that I knew what Sam Lawler sounds like and I knew what Darcy looks like, I don't even know what he fucking looks like. I got that wrong. That was bad. That was a setback. It is hard seeing people in the flesh, not in their colours though. It's like, do you ever get you probably don't. You'd never get mistaken for anyone in the media. I get Sam Edmund all the time.
Really?
All the time. Blokes at the pub will be like, I was listening to you last night. That was bullshit what you said about Richmond. Mate, I'm not. That wasn't me. That was Sam Edmund.
Not really.
Okay. You never get Tom Morris or?
People do. Tom Morris, Tom Brown is a bit of a piss take, I think. I don't think we look very alike.
I miss Tom Brown.
I get Mac every now and then.
What?
Mac.
Footy and Friends colleague.
Oh, I thought he meant Mac Horton. I was like, no, you don't. Mac Horton's got much bigger shoulders than you.
Speaking of Cade Chandler, 10 coaches votes on the weekend.
Like, I've done the opposite of what I usually do. I've played a bloke into form.
He's trying to claim Cade Chandler. It just
sickens
me.
I'll say this again. Cade Chandler at 600 grand versus Zach Bailey at 1.5. I know who I'm taking.
Yeah, I think Cade's next contract might be worth a bit more than that.
Okay, well, Zach
Zach
Chandler
Bailey,
at 800 grand.
Zach Bailey would be on $1 million this year.
Cade Chandler at 800 grand.
Yeah.
I'm a big Chandler guy. Do you know he's from a town that's on the Nullarbor?
Right.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to put someone on the whiteboard today.
Yes, please.
Darcy Wilson at St Kilda. So out of contract this year. The Saints are paying up big for other players on their list. But this one's just dragging on a little bit, and I don't think there's any movement at the station in terms of a contract extension at the St Kilda Footy Club. And there's clubs out there that think this guy can be prized out of Moorabbin.
Darcy Wilson on the whiteboard, brought to you by HBF, million members across Australia. HBF, your health dream team.
The club I'd have right in the conversation is North Melbourne. Oh. He's the nephew of the late, great Mick Nolan, the galloping gasometer.
Yes, I remember you've spoken about this before.
Have I?
No, it's okay.
Backing over old ground.
No, it's fine.
No, I just think it's time for him to go up because...
You're a big Wilson guy.
Should there be no reason to be?
No reason not to be. No, yeah. You're big on him.
Well, he's in that...
What do you think he's going to end up... Who do you think he's going to end up being like? Like, is there a role player that you out there in the competition that you say, I think in 3 years' time, Darcy Wilson will be?
Let me mull on that for...
Okay, have a mull.
3 minutes.
Link's trying to Google and work out who looks like Sam Lawler, by the way. I could see it in his eyes.
Reading eyes. Now, this kid is 21 in August.
Baby.
The Saints have gone the reset. Ross, every time he speaks before this year, was we're going to hit the draft before we can go in the free agency. They went hard and got Filippo, Taru, Travalia. This kid, they went and found Max Hall out of the mid-season, which has been a great pickup. Like, if you're bringing in what they brought in last year and lose someone like Darcy Wilson, that would be a catastrophe for your footy club.
So you think he could be squeezed out purely because of money? Because they don't have the money to afford what he will be worth?
Well, not necessarily money, but I think like a bit of everything. Look, you're always paid more to leave. But I think if they had have come to the table last year with a sizable offer that he's going to receive this year from other clubs, then this would already be sorted.
What's he going to get offered, do you reckon? If you're North, what are you offering him?
$750.
Yeah, that's not outrageous.
In this modern day.
He's shown enough to be worth that.
Yeah.
At that age.
Yeah.
He's worth the risk. Just on North, like, you can't have too many good players, but he's not the player they need.
North, yeah.
Like North,
they need a key back.
North should just be throwing the absolute kitchen sink at Jacob Wiedering.
Yeah.
Come to our footy club. You've got 5 more years at Carlton. We'll add on another 4. Just do something ridiculous. Know that he's not going to live out the contract and just pay him out at the end. We'll make you captain. Like, I don't know. I would just be going hammer and tongs at Wiedering.
Yeah. Wiedering would be a great fit for the Dogs, but with the Butters restricted free agency, the Dogs can't be in both markets.
Picks.
So I think Wiedering, I think I mentioned this on the show on our recording yesterday, he's worth almost double any other player that you could wrench out of Carlton right now.
As far as what you'd have to give from in capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, not salary.
Yeah. Sorry, in terms of like two first rounders and some.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it, that in this set of circumstances, Carlton's long-term deal that they gave to Wiedering may end up actually giving them more leverage.
A bit like the Merritt one last year, right?
Yeah, it's like he's like the inverse Oliver. You know, like Melbourne are like, we need to get rid of him, and GWS like, cool, you can pay most of your salary.
Yep.
The Wiedering one's like, well, okay, well, Jacob might want to listen to offers, but we really need him. So unless you're giving us pick 5 and 6 and taking all his cash, no thanks. Did you listen to, I know you're too good for press conferences now because I was at Carlton all day yesterday and didn't see him until Beck Madden arrived. So until the superstar arrived at Carlton, no Mitch.
Makes sense.
Yep, the 2 Channel 7. Anyway, I was there, grinding away from 8 a.m. And we interviewed Wiedering and Walsh after they did the main press conference.
Yep.
And I just want you to listen to the 2 different answers from both gentlemen, captain and vice captain, as to how they consider their future.
Mate, I'm contracted in the next year, so like I said before, I'm really committed in terms of this season. Like it's, I'm not just going to wave the white flag and waste a year. Like there's a lot of footy to play out this year.
Do you want to stay long-term, Jacob?
Yes, most certainly. I mean, I made the decision a long time ago that I wanted to be a Carlton player for life, and I've got 5 years left, I think, on my contract, and as I mentioned, the leaders have got a job to do, and we've got to lead this club forward through actions and words, and I want to be a part of that for sure.
What did you think, Mitch? Different answers?
I just found it interesting that Patrick Cripps went from talking about how he's got a contract for next year to then in the same sentence saying, I'm committed for this year.
Yeah.
It didn't fill me with a lot of confidence he'll be at Carlton next year.
Yeah. I think he should go. You know what the interesting thing, though, is if he goes to West Coast.
He's living the same life that he's lived for the last 3 years.
Totally.
Well, last 2 years.
And he just gets a bit more money.
Yeah.
Far be it for me to begrudge anyone elongating their career for money. Like, I've been pretty strong on this. The average AFL career is 4.5 seasons. If you're a 2-time Brownlow medalist and you can get another 3 years on your contract at whatever money, for me, good luck to you. But I hate seeing great players peter out.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I don't want Patrick to, with the greatest amount of respect to West Coast, who have been a great club for a long time, I don't want to see him peter out getting pumped by 70 points every second week for the next 3 years. That's not the way I think Patrick Cripps should end. Now, West Coast might sell it completely differently. Patrick, we think we're going to bounce quicker. We think you taking over from Elliot Yeo and partnering Harley Reid for the next 3 years will give us the impetus to get back into September. I understand the sell.
Willem Dersma. They get 50,000 in most games at Optus.
They do. Yep.
That's one thing you can never question the Eagles fans on.
Yeah. Geez, they were bad against Melbourne. That being at Marvel for Melbourne West Coast was one of the darker periods of my footy career.
Why? Were you working?
No, I just went there the second half to back from the airport from Sydney because I haven't seen enough of West Coast live. And by the way,
you're watching a lot of Melbourne this year. I've got my radar up on this.
Some of these young kids that West Coast are raving about, not sure. Leaving a lot to be desired. And also Waterman, not sure.
He's an All-Australian.
Yeah, does a lot of complaining.
That vision, I think, was at Lloydie that showed it.
It was Richo all over again. Yeah. That was unbelievable. G'day, guys.
Why are you watching so much Melbourne this year?
Melbourne, a good team to watch now under Stephen King. Lots of forward handball.
They are?
Yeah, equal fourth in the comp.
That doesn't always, like, you it means you still got to get off your couch and go watch it.
As I said, I was coming back from Sydney.
Yeah.
I sent you an early message.
Yeah.
At 6 a.m. You were very confused.
Yeah.
Quick sidebar. Just give me 60 seconds. Just give me 60 seconds.
All right, go.
If I could trade my life in Melbourne for a life in Sydney, I would give everything I own. Everything. I'd give it all back. The house, the car, I'd give everything but Diva. Like,
you could you could just fine for classified. We could do this remotely.
I got to think.
You could work for the Age remotely.
I largely do anyway. Sydney's so much better. To be able to get up on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. and walk Bondi to Coogee, just amazing. Am I? No one cares. Okay, good.
Fashion's nice down here, so I'm happy in Melbourne.
Fashion's nice down here.
Yeah.
But Sydney Fashion Festival at the moment. I wish I was up there.
Great point.
Someone just texted me saying that Charlie Curno's there. Is that?
You might see that on 7 News tonight.
Oh, well, you got a camera up there.
We've got cameras everywhere. Should be our tagline.
Just not enough to get. Hey, can you take us inside the Voss hunt yesterday?
Well,
Because
you would have
some
seen
information's been passed on.
Go on. What do you know? And then before I share.
Well, is it correct that Vossy? Well, he said this to Damo, didn't he? That he jumped the back fence.
100% he did.
But-
I spoke to a neighbour who thought she was being robbed
Is it correct that neighbour had recently been robbed?
in the last couple of years. Yeah.
And so therefore thought she was getting robbed again?
Correct.
And she came out to the media and alerted you all to the fact that, he's no longer here. And you're all like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah. So
That's an amazing story.
there's no back lane or anything that I can. I now know there
What
was
suburb are we in?
Hawthorne.
Leafy.
So I don't make a habit of going to people's houses. I'll be honest. I just want to put that on the record.
Yeah, well, Ross Lyon.
No, I wasn't camped there. I was walking by.
Oh, yeah. I buy that one.
But I think when a coach
Baxter just
departs a footy club, you got to try and hear from the coach.
Yeah. So you stalked him
I didn't stalk him. I went to where I thought he'd be.
to his place of residence.
Yeah, but I'm not going in. So I'm not knocking on the door. He rocks up.
Anyone seen Nightcrawler? Remember Nightcrawler? He goes inside people's houses. That's Mitch.
I was the only journo there. You might have seen this vision.
Thought TJ was there.
Not at this point.
Oh, Mitch beat TJ. Oh boy.
He rolls in on the phone, goes inside. Then I'm happy to say this because he's put this on the record now with his daughter's role in this. But so his car's out the front. His daughter then arrives at the house. Inside of a half an hour, she comes out in Vossy's car. And I'm like, well, there's no other way out apart from the front door from this house. So he's like, the interview you want to hear from on the day is Michael Voss. So we're waiting there. We're waiting there patiently. Then the daughter leaves. 20 minutes elapses, and the neighbour says to us, he's not here anymore. Well, I said, well, that's not possible because he hasn't left out the front door. And then we later find out that he's been jumping multiple fences along a canal to avoid us. I don't understand why when he could have just...
If only his team had the tactical nous that he had during his tenure. He might still be there.
Well, someone did say it was the best game plan he's executed all year.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh, no. Does Michael Voss's daughter work in sports management?
He does have a daughter. I don't know which one it is, but she does work at Hemisphere Management Group.
Because how did you and Tom and Cal get the same story within a 5-minute period?
On which one?
Didn't you and Tom break the story a minute apart or something?
Which story?
Voss resigning?
Yeah, well, that's...
There is no way that came from different sources. No way. Not possible.
Well, yeah.
I'm suspicious.
That's a different story. We can maybe tell off air.
Okay. Oh. We're going to launch a new pod link. It's going to be called Off Air.
Behind the curtain.
No, not just Off Air. Just come with me. Next time I say something, just come with me.
And then anyway, he jumped around the corner and she drove him off.
Yeah, because I was at the club when Vossy's car came in, and it looked like from a distance it was Chris Judd driving it. Because wasn't the property guy that's got like the shaved head and the beard?
Yeah.
He's very scary looking.
Lovely guy though, that guy.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's his name?
John, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, what an interesting day at the Carlton Footy Club.
And then Damo got the interview.
Yes. And I assume just close rapport over 30 years.
Well, Damo was a journo in Brisbane when Vossy was playing.
Yes.
So there is a long-standing connection there.
Right. It was a good interview.
Yep.
I watched the whole lot
Yep.
on AFL.com. Assume Ed Bowman was a big part of getting that interview.
Ed Bowman. We had the Mitch Finlace and Plug last week. Now we're getting Ed Bowman.
You know, I texted Mitch saying, I hope you enjoyed your pod reference.
Yep, and he loved it.
Ghosted me.
He ghosted you.
What, you talked to him?
He called me.
Oh, shit. There's nothing I hate more. Can I tell you the two things I hate in life strongly? One, being ghosted, which doesn't really often happen.
Well, you have been ghosted at your own house.
Good point. Two, I hate the thumbs up emoji. Never ever text me the thumbs up emoji or never like put a thumbs up like over a message.
Like the react.
It's just awful. You're a big reactor. You're an exclamation mark reactor and a ha
I
ha
do get
Mitch
pulled out
gives
of
a bit
that.
of sizzle with his
Shits me to
reactions.
Bit of
tears.
fire.
I
Just
like it.
Say
What do you want me to
words. Say words. We're human beings. We talk in words.
there's not infinite time in a day.
Oh, this whole thing that you're busier than everyone else.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's really
Busier-
getting old.
busier than anyone else.
I also do things.
If you respond to every message with words, think about how much time that consumes over the space of a week.
Lachie Neale.
Yeah.
Why is there so much talk around the fact that it might not just be West Coast and Freo now? Do you believe in this thing that other Melbourne clubs will come?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Like who?
I think he wants a 3-year deal.
Okay, who's going to give him a 3-year deal in Melbourne?
With Hawthorn miss Merritt, if they miss Bailey Humphrey and they want some midfield action, he's got a connection with Ross Lyon. If the Saints are all in, they've shown last year's trade period, they can get an unrestricted free agent, don't have to give up picks.
I could see the Saints doing it.
Do Collingwood just double down again?
Collingwood couldn't.
With Pendlebury retires, and that's an if. I don't know if he's or not. If
we're
Sidebottom
gonna talk
calls
about
it,
him.
if Sidebottom calls it,
Pies need forwards.
they do, yeah.
They've got Dacos and
He's-
Dacos.
He's free. That's the attraction with these unrestricted free agents.
Oh, so they're the ones you don't have to trade for. Fuck, I keep forgetting. Yeah.
What do you just don't see it? Mate, he could win the Brownlow this year.
He won't win the Brownlow this year.
Oh,
I just
can't
think
wait
he'll.
to clip that up.
Yeah, clip it up. Do you want me to say it? Lachie Neale won't win the Brownlow this year. Well, I think he's going to hit a wall pretty quick. I wouldn't be giving him a 3-year deal.
I wouldn't either, but someone might.
Should just go to Freo.
Do they want him though? Again, without knowing, would they want him back after he left?
Well, no, I think everyone who was there when he left is no longer there. Ross is gone. Rossich is gone.
We've got Justin Olmier on agenda setters tonight.
Yeah. Are you going to put the fact that Kane thinks that Carlton should give him a 6-year
of
deal
it.
at $5 million or
Yeah.
5-year deal at $6 million?
Yeah.
It sounds clever. What else we got down in?
What did you want to talk about with Pendles?
Well,
And before we move off Lachie Neale, I think it makes sense for both parties to move on from Brisbane.
maybe. Probably.
Brisbane can regenerate their midfield on the run.
Oh, yeah, there's no problem for Brisbane.
Yeah.
No problem for Brisbane. So I want to put this on the record from the start. I think whatever Scott Pendlebury makes from the record-breaking game financially, I think he's earned it, and I think he should be able to keep it. I don't think this record will ever be broken again, potentially, and I think that we should celebrate him. So if he makes...
What about when we go to 24 games in a season? When's
When's that going to happen?
In 2028.
Why?
Well, Tassie's coming in.
I'm
It's going to be either 22 or 24 games. They're not going to go backwards.
Yeah.
We're going to have wildcard games.
I've never been less confident of Tasmania coming into 2028 than I
Someone
am
could
right
play
now.
28 games in a season in
Never
2028.
been less confident. I'm not joking about that at all. So I want to get that on the record straight away with Scott. But in a world where the AFL checks off everything, and I'm talking about clubs getting please explained for gifts from sponsors rocking up at training, like pairs of shoes. In a world in which they look at everything, it is completely inconsistent and completely incongruous to say, Scott Pendlebury, who's coming to the twilight of his career, make whatever you want with whatever deals you want to do. It'll be outside of the cap. Good luck to you. Like, if I'm Sonia Hood and Jen Watt at North Melbourne, I'm pulling my hair out. Because it's like Collingwood get so many free kicks. And you know what? Good luck to them. So they should. They're a big club. They get huge attendances. They win games. I got no problem with that. But I'm saying if I was running a club that was a smaller club where we have to scratch and fight and scrape for everything, I'd be so shitty with this.
Just to play devil's advocate on this, the current rules are that the player on a testimonial game can earn 65% of the deal and the club gets 35%.
Yeah.
So let's just pluck a number. If it's 300 grand and the margin is 35% swing, it's 100 grand. Like it's not from the what the deal allows to what Pendles will actually get.
It's still good money.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's like life changing money.
Well, Well,
For Scott,
people aren't able to fill up their cars. At the moment. It's life-changing,
for
really.
Scott Pendlebury.
No, I get that, but like it's all relative. How do you feel about the gold number? I know we're getting air raid here, but
So there's been a lot of pushback on it because the design that came out from the original gold to what it is poles apart. I don't mind it.
okay,
You?
it's a no from me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Not true.
So you're happy for clubs to run around in green jumpers and different jumpers, but you don't like this?
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to come up with an argument for that, and I decided that actually, no, it's pretty fine.
We got a suggestion in our Instagram DMs. Link.
Right.
It was Instagram.
Yep.
For a nuts and bolts on Oisin Mullin.
Oh boy.
So he had Nick Dacos on the weekend.
Yep.
Dacos still had 28, 29 touches.
Yeah, but he
But the
wasn't as
impact-
effective.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll still scratch my head as to why Mullin went to McCluggage in that qualifying final last year, but yet on grand final day last year, they started him off McCluggage and it allowed Brisbane to get rolling.
Who did they
early.
start him on?
I think he started on the bench, Oisin Mullin.
Right.
I'd have to double check that, but definitely didn't start on McCluggage. Definitely wasn't a hard clamp.
Maybe it's one of those, we'll see how we start and we'll back in our own
Yeah,
guys.
but it worked in the qualifying final.
Yeah, no, fair point. Fair point. Maybe Chris Scott didn't want to use the same trick twice.
Yeah. Anyway, this revolves around a stag do and how the Cats lucked into a bit of Oisin Mullin work that's now seen him play more than 50 games and a key part of that team and starting to do some things offensively with the footy that are starting to worry a few teams too. He's not just the tagger that he was in his first 30 or 40 games. So 2019, he visits the Irish draft combine as a 19-year-old. Heaps of clubs there, Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide among them. They're meeting with different players. I understand Oisin met with the Lions at that time.
Ironic.
The Cats made early contact through their people in Ireland and the late Troy Selwood, who was a big driver in this. Troy wasn't at this academy, I'm told, but he was one of the key early contacts from the Cats' perspective
Really?
in the Oisin Mullin
Wow.
approach. He decided to stick with Gaelic footy. He was named the best young player in the country in 2020 and again in 2021.
That's why people have been referring to him as the Gaelic Nick Dacos, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he was like, and this is sort of the award you can win as the Rising Star equivalent,
Right.
but you can keep winning it. It's not like you capped out at one
Yep.
in our game.
Yep.
At the end of 2021, he accepted a contract with Geelong Footy Club and then backflipped on that two months later. So November 2021, Oisin Mullin signs with Geelong, backflips. A lot of pressure on this young kid. Like think if Nick Dacos was to get plucked and play European soccer right now, could you imagine the pressure in this town on him trying to stay and people trying to keep him here?
Sure. That's a good comparison, actually. That's a good comparison.
Plus, we were coming off the back of COVID with travel restrictions.
So family became a
Close
big
family.
thing, yep.
Stays and for 2022, his brother died tragically in a car crash in mid-2022. And I'm told that his brother was one pro the AFL move. So he was in Oisin's ear for a long time saying, you should go and see what you can make of this AFL move. His brother passes away mid-2022.
Oh, how awful.
And then Oisin commits to the Cats later in 2022. And it came off the back of a real chance meeting. This story has been told in parts, but for our listeners, I'm doing some work on it again. It is remarkable. So he's at a stag do, or what we would call a bucks party, in Dingle, which is 300 kilometres away from his hometown. Dingle's a bit of a party town. It's where Mark O'Connor's hometown is in Ireland, the same team that won the All-Ireland Club Championship this year. Just happens to be when Oisin Mullin's there with one of his teammates on a stag do, there's 9 or 10 Cats players there visiting Mark O'Connor to watch him play a game of local Gaelic. Brian Myers, Zach Guthrie, Tom Atkins, Mark Blitzavs, Jack Henry among them. Now, I still don't fully believe this, but this is how it's been put to me, so I'm going to just relay that here. Oisin is checking into the hotel. Early hours, finds no key, goes down to reception to get another key. It's where he bumps into the Cats players, gets chatting with them for an hour, and that's a big turning point in him deciding from mid-2022 to want to stay in Ireland to then committing to the Cats.
Wait, so he lost his key because he was on the piss?
Yep. Went back down to reception to get another key. It's
We've all been there. We've all been there.
In the same establishment, he's bumped into these Cats guys. Now, they know who he was because he had committed to them 9 months earlier on a rookie contract before backflipping. He gets chatting to these guys while he's on a stag do. They're there watching Mark O'Connor play. They're in his ear. He commits a couple of months later, and now he's a Geelong footballer. And he's arrived at the start of 23. He's down to his 4th year. He's ticked over 50 games now. And he's a big part of what Geelong are doing.
Do you have to wonder if he hadn't lost his key, would this all have happened? That's one of your better nuts and bolts. That was amazing. Wow. I didn't know that story.
Speaking of the Cats, they're into Zak Butters.
I've heard that, yep.
Western Bulldogs, I still have at the front of the queue.
I've also heard that, yep.
Stephen King is the coach of the Melbourne Footy Club.
I've heard.
Who was last year with the Geelong Footy Club as an assistant coach.
I see. Connecting dots, yep. Thank you.
Now, you hear things when you're in footy clubs. I'm just keen to see where Stephen King took this conversation on SEN during the week about whether Melbourne were into the Zak Butters approach and what he knew about the situation.
Do you feel like you're in the Butters race?
Not really sure. I think we'd be like every club that'd love him, but from what you hear, I think it's down to a couple, and we might not be part of that discussion, but we're certainly doing work behind the scenes to let him know that, we're an option. But I think that's probably been played out for a year or so in advance already. So we'll wait and see.
Oh, okay. So he thinks it's basically over, or down to 2, as he put.
Yeah. So he would know. Well, he'd have a fair understanding of the work that the Cats have been putting in for a time because he was there this time last year. Geelong was also very heavily into Bailey Smith 12 months before he committed to. They do their work early, like a lot of clubs do.
There's also another player that had signed 12 months before he went there.
James Warple.
Oh, boy. Don't upset anyone.
He had signed. Are you allowed to sign, or is it a handshake?
Yeah, whatever it is. Same thing. I don't want to get him in trouble, but he signed.
So
More real estate watches about Zak. So I told the Tradies audience of the rental property in Williamstown.
Can I give some background on that?
Yep.
Well, you were apparently he was like the add-on, like he was almost like the reference for a mate on that. Is that? Am I on the same path?
I don't believe that for a second. But yes, yep.
Is that how it was?
That's the argument. I have some further news. My understanding is that AZ Butters is also in the process of purchasing a property in Darley.
Okay.
Which is next to Bacchus Marsh.
Yes. But you've been telling me that he won't live there.
What do you mean?
Is this an investment or is this a house to live in?
I don't know.
Well, is it a
Fuck.
Is it a $4 million pad that you just wouldn't rent?
It's a large property. Might be for family.
Okay. I think he's got a couple other properties in Victoria. I'm told.
I'm told his real estate portfolio is booming. That's what I'm told.
Any good golf courses near Darley?
It's not an area that I frequent often, so I don't know.
Sam only goes over the Westgate for Geelong games. That's it.
That's not true. There's some golf courses in past Geelong.
13th Beach.
There's some golf courses down at the at the what's the other peninsula called?
Bellarine.
Bellarine. There you go. Thank you.
What do we think about those Stephen King comments? Is he just stating what we all kind of
I think
knew?
he's stating what we all know.
Yeah.
He's going to end up at the Dogs, isn't he?
Well,
You still give Geelong a sniff.
yeah. Yeah, the Dogs have been preparing this for a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey,
But are they better placed in the Wiedering market than the Zak Butters market? What helps them win a flag more in 2027?
Wiedering. Shit, I don't know. It's close. That's close. I can mention argument for both.
Yeah, well, Trelaw will drop off. Liberatore's got his battles.
He's almost done, isn't
with
he, Tommy?
concussion and the knees popped up now.
Yep. Hey, last week you sat here and raved about Jordan Clark.
Yep, I did see the multiple WhatsApp messages he sent me as he struggled to get a kick early in that game on the weekend.
Yeah.
He played a pretty good last quarter.
Yeah, he's fine.
A lot of messages going around that night, which we could probably take back if you wanted.
Oh, yeah, go.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
What is? Oh, I don't know where you're going. What were the messages?
So I was
Oh, this is good from Lee.
I was watching that game, but I wasn't on my phone. You know when you're watching your team play and you get people texting you, and it's like,
You just leave it.
just leave it.
Yeah.
Jeez, we've been talking a lot. I've got to scroll back a fair bit. But on Thursday night, Mitch said,
This is dangerous territory. We're reading out the WhatsApp.
That's right. I'm prepared.
Sam says, "Oh no, flag hope's over." Is Mitch? Sam, this is upsetting.
Oh, yeah.
This is because Cox has gone
went
off
down.
with what looked like a hammy.
Okay, so
Cox went down. We were worried about him.
And then Mitch says,
Mitch been a smart ass.
tags me and goes, "Welcome to Jump on the Cats." Sam says he's back on. And then you go, "Is Jordan Clark playing?"
I didn't know.
And then I replied 4 hours later with anchor emojis and say, "Just got to ride the wave."
Probably it was funnier in your head, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize Mason Cox got injured.
That was the point. So that's why because
He was on the bike. We all thought he'd done a hammy.
I was coming off the back of what Sam had said last week that Freo can't win the flag without Mason Cox.
How did that go on socials, by the way? Good, strong feedback from
Probably
me.
as well as your top
strong-
three ruckmen in the
strong
comp last
feedback.
year.
Positive, mainly? Yep. Okay, good stuff. So I want to have a semi-serious conversation about halfbacks. Like,
I'm still trying to think in my head too about who the Darcy Wilson comparison is. I haven't forgotten about
and
it.
who I thought was Sam Lawler. I really want to be respectful here because there are some great halfback flankers that I can think about in the last 25 years. But like most of them, apart from say 5 to 10, most of them you could find anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you were raving about Jordan Clark. I'm not. I started writing down some names that I thought could do the halfback role
Okay.
as well as Jordan Clark. And stop me when you think I'm being too harsh. Lachie Ash.
Yeah.
Okay. Nazire.
Yep.
Bailey Dale.
These are all stars.
Just, can you wait?
Yeah. Keep going.
Daniel Rioli. Jaden Short. Harry Sheasel. Jack Sinclair. Nick Newman. John Noble. Lachie Whitfield. Connor Iden. Jace Burgoyne. Miles Bergman. Liam Duggan. Isaac Quaynor. Ruben Jinby. Corey Wagner.
Oh, my man.
Bodie Hewland.
My man.
I could keep going.
What's your point here?
You talk about Jordan Clark and Nick Blakey like they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh, so you're saying any
I
of them
could
could
find
do
you
it?
30 of them.
No.
I could.
I think he's a better kick than some of the players you named.
Jordan Clark's a fine kick. He's not a great kick.
No. He'd be comfortably better than 20 of them without even thinking about it twice.
He might be better than 20 of them.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is so minuscule. What I'm saying is if you're Fremantle and you're claiming that Jordan Clark is one of the big reasons you could win the flag, you're incorrect. The reason you lost the final last year is because both of Gold Coast halfback flankers are better than him.
Noble and Rioli.
Yep.
I'd take Jordan Clark over Noble.
That's fine. You'd be incorrect, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm a little bit worried about Freo. I think that some of their stars may go missing in big finals in the MCG.
Okay.
I'm worried about
Don't say it.
I'm worried about Hayden Young.
That's a guy I'm not worried about.
I'm worried about Voss. I worry about Clark.
Amos.
I worry about Amiss. Is it Amos or Amiss?
I think it's Amos.
I don't care. Yeah, I worry about him. Great coaching from Justin Longmuir to throw Cox into the ruck start of last quarter and throw Jackson forward. That doesn't happen if Darcy's playing. It just doesn't.
No, Cox gives him more flexibility. I'll give you that.
Can't win the flag without him.
All right.
I think that's us just about done. I'm invigorated today. I don't know what it is. I think it's the cold air.
It's a beautiful day in Melbourne today.
Unbelievable day. It's a little bit nicer in Sydney, but it's nice here. Anything to leave us with, Link, Mitchell?
Heading to Brisbane Thursday, tomorrow.
Brisbane Geelong.
Yep.
Grand final rematch.
Awesome Thursday night game.
Big game.
Yep.
Big game on 7.
Yep.
Or if you want to watch it on Fox, live and ad-free.
Are you on a retainer from Fox?
Oh, that's one thing I'll never be. No, I don't think Patrick.
You're off to Sydney again this week?
No. No wide world of sports for me. Mm-hmm. I've got a external hosting gig on Saturday
Do
in
you?
Wangaratta.
Is this the one that you had last year?
Driving up, maybe. Been invited back.
You getting accommodation as part of that package?
I'll be driving home.
On the night?
Yeah.
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 I can't remember the story. You stitched up someone or something up there last time.
Did I? I don't think so. I think Sam Murray was the captain coach, remember? Remember I told that story?
Is that the ex-pie?
Ex-Point.
Yep.
Yep. And I asked him at the end of it if he'd be willing to tell his full story, and he was like, nope. I was like, good. Link, anything to leave us with?
I'm good.
I had some feedback about Link. It was the only negative feedback I've ever gotten about Link.
Just before I forget, I was meaning to ask you in the show, do Freo need Lachie Neale?
I don't think so.
Does he make them better next year?
I don't think that's like. I don't think he's the missing piece.
Yeah.
It's time to take Link off just quickly. I can't deal with the bullshit Freo supporters having a cry each week.
Just a quick one.
Okay, thanks, Tradies. Been a big couple of days. We've still got just quickly. Otherwise, we'll see you for the main pod next week.